name is Nicole, and the subtopic I chose to focus on was prenatal genetic testing, as it has been proven to be a growing part of our health services. It is common for any expecting parent to be doubtful and curious to know how healthy their future child would be, and with the help of advancing technology, genetic testing can answer their questions. The problem is that there are more forms of testing beyond blood samples and ultrasounds that not many people are aware of. Because genetic testing is becoming more popular, an expanded and readily available list of such procedures should be explained to those who are interested. Among several doctor visits, when asked, the doctor will usually advise the safer exam, such as ultrasounds if they see the expecting mother is healthy. Although exams like ultrasounds do provide some insight, tests like chorionic villus sampling, otherwise known as CVS, amniocentesis, or even percutaneous umbilical blood sampling can provide a lot more detailed information about the health of the child, such as diagnosing Down syndrome, sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, and other fetal infections such as rubella. If the mother is already asking about such procedures, it's because she wants to be prepared. Without the knowledge that other tests are available, it takes away her chance to be ready for an illness that could have been foreseen. She could have been financially and emotionally prepared for what was to come, as that is what she wanted. A reason as to why these extensive tests aren't as common is simply because it's too dangerous. For example, amniocentesis has a 1 in 200 chance that it can lead to a miscarriage, while CVS has a probability of 1 in 100. Although they aren't extremely high risks, the odds are just too risky for several women to consider, especially with some possible side effects like cramping or even leaking of amniotic fluid. Other than physical harm, some emotional stress is likely to happen as well. The anxiety of knowing and realizing your child may possibly have a genetic mutation can take a toll on any expecting parent's emotions. An author of Parents Magazine explains that the anxiety of waiting for results can be as detrimental to the baby's health as well. The limit of government regulation is also a cause to the lack of transparency with genetic testing. With the tests that already do exist, a majority of them are not regulated by the government, therefore having a lack of validity. Different government organizations regulate different genetic testing to a certain extent. For example, the FDA only regulates tests that are sold as kits to laboratories, while the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services regulates these labs, but they don't regulate if they are clinically meaningful. There haven't been many concrete solutions to be able to make prenatal genetic testing a more transparent procedure. Using social media such as blogs like justmommies.com or whattoexpect.com are common in talking about and giving advice from those parents who have gone through the process and giving their opinions for new mommies to hear. Although there are many websites and blogs and professional blogs that give information on genetic testing as well as advice, it doesn't make it accessible to a great target audience that is looking for more information on genetic testing. Legally tackling this problem, expert panels and members of Congress have expressed their concerns to the FDA to close the regulatory gap of testing to provide more transparent information. After many recommendations, the FDA gave Congress a notice that they'll have a draft of guidelines to be introduced within 60 days of their last recommendation. The FDA finally then responded in 2010 that they would expand the regulation, but no expansion has been made since. There was also an investigation by the Government of Accountability Office saying that genetic testing is medically meaningless. To effectively address this problem, I directed an animated movie that shows a couple going to the hospital to have a genetic testing done to know if their child would need any extra care throughout his or her life. This couple wants to be ready for what comes their way to be able to give their child a happy and prepared life. At the animation, the soon-to-be mommy gets tested with only a blood sample done, and her tests come back negative for any possible fetal abnormalities. Everything is good until months after the birth, when they notice that something is wrong with their child, but they don't seem to know what. So they go to the hospital, and where the doctor then explains that the baby has a genetic deformity. The parents of this clip are illustrated as being upset, not because their child isn't society's definition of normal, but because of all the stress that they went through having these genetic testing done to be able to prepare for an incident like this that they were told would not happen in the beginning. The significance of this topic to me is realistically because I'm a very indecisive person, and I'm always searching for certainty on anything. So if these parents want to know if their child will be healthy to accurately make a decision on what to do about their future child, then they should be giving an expansive and accurate list of all the possibilities. The target audience of this mini clip are the expecting mothers and their partners in search of answers about the health of their unborn child. The scripted mini-movie is a short film no more than 5 minutes that captures the audience's attention as well as giving the public a real-life scenario that they can relate to. The movie will then be displayed on YouTube and pregnant women forums and blogs. The goal is to have the list of genetic testing expanded. An alternative and more realistic goal of this movie is to have people reach out to their legislators to ask more questions and to be more involved in making the information of genetic testing available to the public. Having individuals advocate for themselves is a key objective to be met. The success of this movie is measured by the amount of views the video has on YouTube and any likes or comments on the mommy forums it was uploaded to. Whether they be negative or positive, I know they have been reaching out to the public. Overall, with this project, the public should be able to know and understand there is a lot more to genetic testing than the few exams initially offered. Expecting parents shouldn't be afraid to ask more questions and should be able to take it upon themselves to ask. Genetic testing is becoming exclusively common as technology is the center of our healthcare diagnosis. Therefore, the government should be more involved to regulate and be able to properly inform the public, no matter how dangerous that is, as it is up to the mother to decide. This animated clip is unique because of its personal nature. The movie shows a quick and easy way to watch a real-life story that allows for the public to relate and put themselves in the couple's shoes. It illustrates the problem along with the emotions a parent would struggle through if they were presented with a completely different outcome on the health of their child that they were almost certain wouldn't happen. They don't love the child any less, they just want it to be ready.